We'll pass that up. Old business, no old business, so we'll pass that up. Now we're in new business. A. Summary of this is the first reading of resolution number 2013-001, amending City Council rules and procedure. Patty?
Thank you. Annually, the Council discusses the structure and assignment of the Council committees and external Council committees and special positions. At the January 7th, 2013 workshop, the Council set committees assignments and created a new Council committee entitled Claims Committee. This committee will review all claims against the City and make recommendations to the Council regarding payment or non-payment of each claim. Claim for damages include but are not limited to vehicle damage, property damage, litigation, and employee litigation. I wasn't able, I found out before Trent was coming, he hasn't sent me the Word version of the Council rules, so I wasn't able to provide you with some of the language amendments. I guess I would recommend that before you adopt or send it to second reading, maybe we remand it back to workshop for further discussion. So it's whatever your pleasure is.
This is the first reading. This is the first reading. Are you having a second reading?
Before it can be adopted, it will have to have a second reading.
You want to adopt it now?
No, you cannot adopt it.
Okay, but you want the second reading after one.
What I asked the Council to consider was remanding it back to workshop.
Okay, you're going to have it in a workshop, and then you're going to have.
And then they can provide
You're going to
direction
have.
as to whether
Okay.
or not to bring it back.
Thank you.
Second.
Now, who?
Gary moved to send it back to.
Yeah, all
oh, sorry.
Gary, what did you say?
I moved to remand it back to another workshop, and the reason for that is I'm not sure that this committee is necessary because any litigation that comes up has to be discussed by the whole council in executive session, and then we come back and make our determination, or if a vote is necessary, we put that on the floor. But that's an issue that should be discussed by the entire council.
I'm seconding the remand to workshop, although I do believe the committee is necessary, not to prejudge for the council, but because it's a working committee with staff members to review the claims and make recommendations to the council so that we don't have to bring in as much staff and as long a discussion when it does go to executive session. And it also allows consideration of the very routine claims that typically would come up, but yeah, somebody wants $50 because we ran over their bush. Someone has to review that, but it may not need to go to executive session as a litigation item.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion to remove?
There's a motion on the floor, and if that's seconded, all in favor,
Second motion.
Aye.
It has been moved and second that it will be moved to the workshop. I don't know whether I should recognize the maker of the motion or not, because we're moving to the workshop, so all I'm going to do is just ask for motion to move it to the workshop. All those in favor?
Aye.
It has been moved, we're going to move it to the workshop. B, adoption of resolution number 2013-002, authorizing the mayor to execute amendment number 1 to the interlocal agreement of information technology services contract. That's the contract with Auburn. Do I hear a question?
Move to accept, resolution number 2013-002.
Second.
It has been moved in second. Mr. John Jones?
I believe that, we have, we're just at the beginning stages of our interlocal agreement with the IT department of Auburn. I believe it is beneficial for us to continue with that relationship.
Second motion?
We need to do the IT, contract we have because we often have IT problems.
I have a question here. We have both the same resolution number on both of these two resolutions. Which is the correct number?
The first one, no? So this one is being, I'm sorry, this should, no, mine shows 2013-002.
Yeah.
They're both 002.
Oh, did the one previous would be 001, I'm sorry.
All right.
I do apologize, I just messed up. You look at it so many times, you just don't see.
I see the staff report, and then I see the
I show on my copy the prior one says 2013-001 for the council rules, and then I show for item B for the amendment to 2013-002. Oh, is it on the agenda? I'm sorry.
Look at the agenda here.
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the agenda, I was looking at my staff report. I apologize for the confusion.
I was gonna say, for benefit of the audience, when we workshopped about this last week, fees are not going up, services are not going down. I think we've heard all around citywide that the services that Auburn has provided have been great, and actually, hopefully you all have noticed some of the increased functionality, particularly on our website, that we can now get to. So the lack of debate tonight is actually a good thing.
Any comments from the audience? It has been moved in second. The adoption of resolution number 2013 -002, authorizing the mayor to execute amendment number 1 to the interlocking agreement for information technology service contract. Any other remaining debate by the council? None? Last call, any comments from the audience? None? Roll call of audience, roll call of council.
Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
Councilmember Halsey?
Aye.
Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Councilmember McMahon?
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam? Motion carries.
Last item of new business, 8C, is the adoption of resolution number 13-003, authorizing the mayor to bind boiler and machinery insurance coverage.
approve, but with one minor modification. Shouldn't that resolution number be 2013-003, not 13?
It's
It is on the staff
No.
report.
Okay.
Yes, it should be 2013.
Right.
Thank you guys so much for catching all of these errors. It's nice to have a 30-minute worth of.
Any other questions from the, from the council?
Well, I approved it. I moved to approve. I haven't heard a second yet.
John moved to approve and Gary seconded.
It has been moved in second to adopt the resolution number 13-003, authorizing the mayor to bind boiler and machinery insurance coverage. The chair recognizes the maker of the motion to speak on the issue.
I would just like staff input so that citizens understand why this modification to the insurance policy has been added. Whether that be, I would assume the city clerk would be able to answer that question. If not,
Can you answer the question?
I can. So, when CIAW declined coverage, the new broker was trying to do an apples-to-apples comparison, and there was a couple of endorsements that CIAW had, which is the boiler machinery and also a employee dishonesty crime policy. So they went ahead and gave me a quote on the boiler machinery, but I haven't received one because I had to complete additional information on the employee dishonesty. At the workshop on the 7th, I brought these two items to the council's attention, and because they had a quote on the boiler machinery portion, they went ahead and asked that this item be brought forward, and then also for staff to pursue a quote on the employee dishonesty crime policy, which I hope to have either hopefully before the end of this month to be brought back to the council or at the first workshop and regular meeting of February. I don't know how quickly they can, I'm waiting for the mayor to sign the application for the crime policy, and once I get that, then it'll just see how long it takes them to quote that out. Does that answer your question, Mr. Jones?
yes, it does. Thank you.
The chair recognizes the second to the motion to speak on the issue.
I'll defer at this time.
What did he say?
He said no comment.
No comment. Debate by the council.
I have a question about what's actually covered under the policies. I read the staff report. It gives kind of the definition of property built to operate under vacuum or pressure, other than the weight of content or used for the generation, transmission, or utilization of energy. I know in the workshop we talked about, I think, the big boiler downstairs of a good example of what would be covered for this, but if I'm reading that sentence right, it would be excluded because I guess it depends on the definition of energy, because I assume that a boiler transmits the energy of hot water. Can somebody help me understand whether that's covered or not? We good?
You want me to answer that? The boiler we have is heat, that's not considered energy. What would be considered energy is like we're producing electricity with it.
So that would be covered?
It would be covered.
Okay. We don't have any, well, I guess the other thing I think Gary talked about was the generator at the police station. Is that covered under our existing policy, or would that be here or excluded in both?
It's my understanding that it would be covered under this policy. I haven't received, I asked for the binding information to be sent to me today, and I did not receive it, so I haven't seen the actual policy endorsement yet, but once I do, you guys will get a copy of it.
Okay. Because that's, at least for me, one of those kind of left hanging out, because that one does produce electricity.
Exactly.
I got something there. Okay, thank you.
Because we don't have the answer.
I think that's a small enough issue that we gotta get that thing, I do. Because, I mean, frankly, the cost of that generator is probably pretty substantial, the amount of it deductible anyway. Yeah.
Any other comments from the, council? Any comments from the audience? The remaining council debate, any other debate for the council? The chair will restate the motion. The motion is to adopt resolution number 13-003, authorizing the mayor to bind boiler and machinery insurance coverage. Roll call of council.
Councilmember Halsey,
Aye.
Councilmember Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember McMahon,
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam,
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger,
Aye.
motion carries.
Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda?
Okay, motion is made.
Second.
Second the motion. Any other comments from the audience? Any comments from the, council?
I have one question. I haven't gone through all the checks yet, but I was looking and I see, Bob Boyd, is he full-time employed? Is he left? What's his position right now?
He's retired.
Okay, so is this check in here, then it'd be his last check? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I was reading. I thought he had left, so.
Any other, comments from the, council? All those, roll call of council for the consent of the agenda.
Councilmember Halsey, Councilmember Jones,
Aye.
Councilmember McMahon,
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam,
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger,
Aye.
motion carries.
And we carried all through our business, so meeting is adjourned.
Claim vouchers? Did you do the claim vouchers? They're separate. Oh, hold on. Okay. I didn't catch that part. Well. No, let me turn this off for a second.